able to open the doc within the email, and it's not loaded up. Give me 1 sec,
Okay.
please. Or you can continue, and I can wait for that.
There is the paper there if you want it.
Yeah,
It's
there
just
is
that
the
it's
old
just.
This is
school.
so much better.
Oh, isn't
Used
it?
to that, yeah.
As long as you got time on your hands.
No, I'm sure it will load. Let's crack on. And
Okay. All right then. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
You're right. It feels weird saying, because we always start with hi, Sean. Hi, it actually does start with me saying that.
Yes.
And now we're in the studio, and we've obviously been chatting before we start the recording. But
Yeah, but we weren't on. We weren't. It's not
we
singers.
weren't. Yeah,
and now it's.
yeah.
I mean, it's
But,
up.
yeah. And hi, Sarah, because you're here as well. It's lovely to be here, and we're all on camera.
Yes. No dogs.
No.
Juniper was here last time we were in the studio, but she's at home, is she?
She's on half term with the kids,
Good, of
Darren.
course.
So I thought, let them have a day.
Yes, I bet.
Yeah. It's the 100th episode.
It is. Can you believe?
That's
100th
that's
episode.
mad.
Have you been making them without me at some point? 'Cause I don't think that we've done that many.
I know, it doesn't feel like it. But the last time we were in the studio, it was our Christmas special.
That's right.
And the two of you very kindly and thoughtfully got me a Christmas present. And I forgot to get you one in return.
Yes.
And I did say that I leave it with me, I will get you something. And, well, I've remembered.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little surprise
Sean.
that I brought and you are going to love this, by the way.
Okay,
Really?
right.
Sometimes you're not sure.
Yeah.
And you just see something, you go, oh my God,
That's-
they're not going to feel happiness
I'm
like
excited.
this. Give me
Gosh.
1 sec.
I'm
What a
excited for
build-up.
this. Yeah, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
I've got myself one as well at home, but
Right. Oh, the mind boggles. What could it be? Is it
vintage.
vintage?
Are you ready?
Yeah, go
Should we do
on.
a drum roll, or should
Yeah.
we just?
Chesney. It's vintage Chesney Hawk symbol. That's brilliant.
That's amazing.
Chesney. I mean, one of the best human beings I've ever met.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was such a great guest, wasn't he? What a revelation. I mean, I don't know why that should have been a revelation, but he was lovely.
He was
Thank
so
you so
gorgeous.
much.
Thank you,
So there you go.
Sean.
Nice.
Just something to remember, Chesney. I mean, I know he's not passed away, but it's something to be
I hope he's
reminded.
watching this one because it's a
Yes.
special, and he'll be pleased that he's become
Amazing.
His new album isn't out yet, so I had to go. I had to go vintage Chesney.
right.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well
So,
done.
So there you go.
That's fantastic.
Enjoy that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You've got a big vinyl collection, haven't you?
I haven't got a big vinyl collection, but I know Miles, my son, is into vinyl, and he's got a deck now. And
That's not a hand-me-down.
no.
That is yours.
Okay.
Miles is going nowhere near that.
Yeah, he's
All right?
not. No. I'll sneak in and play it when he's out. That's cool. Thank you.
I just have to display it because I don't have a record player anymore. But thank you.
Yeah, no, it's part
so
of
nice.
the furniture.
Yeah.
So nice. Oh, that was a nice start to the. To
There
the
you go.
show.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I think we have. Do we have voice notes and whatnot? Do we have a voice?
Has your script loaded yet? Or
No.
No. Okay.
Sean is insisting on going paper free. I should explain. So he's got his iPad, and over the last 5-10 minutes, he's been kind of tapping away at it, thinking, "Oh, that's weird. Why hasn't that come up? Yeah, I'll be ready in a minute." And there's actually a paper script within an arm's reach of where he's sitting, but he's not going to.
I refuse.
No, he refuses.
We're in the modern world. Hang on. Right. Oh, I am. I'm here. I'm here.
You're
It's
in.
loaded.
Okay.
Right.
great.
Good.
Okay. So, what are we doing? Right. We have a guest. We have a special guest in the studio.
Yeah.
Simon is joining us.
Simon, our dog expert, is joining us.
And we've got all of your questions that we'll be passing on to him. And what are you pointing at me? Am I meant to be saying something? Because I can't quite find it on the screen.
I want to ask you something because
do you?
I know that
Please.
you have moved.
We have moved officially.
Wow,
It
we moved
happened
already.
around the corner.
So how has Mildred taken to that?
Mildred, right? Okay, so Mildred's not there yet.
Okay.
Mildred is still at Grace's parents, and she was with Michelle a bit.
Yes.
Who I mentioned, I name dropped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Michelle, friend of the
Well,
family.
you use her quite a bit. Let's face it.
That was well, yes. I mean, I don't. I was going to say that I also return the favour a lot of the time.
Right, yeah.
But I don't think I've ever done anything for Michelle.
Yeah.
But that's only because she doesn't need me.
Right. Okay.
I need Michelle. She doesn't
That's
need
right.
me. I am there if she needs me.
I bet there's another podcast about dogs where there's someone called Michelle saying, "Yeah, I have this dog. It's cockapoo, and sometimes the comedian looks after it, takes her for a walk."
But what's so sweet is Mildred, like we know, our dogs have a few walks, don't they? There are a few kind of maps there that the dog knows. We've discussed, there's the mini walk. If you're in a bit of a rush, you haven't had time to take your dog out on the big walk that day, you can take them on the mini walk. But Michelle's is in a slightly different direction to all of Mildred's kind of main walks. So she knows quite quickly that we're going to Michelle's. And I feel the lead pull. Yeah. She's excited that she's going to Michelle's. So that's very nice.
She's obviously really happy there.
She loves Michelle.
Okay, so what's the plan when you introduce Mildred to all her familiar things, but in a different house? How's that going to work?
Well, yes, exactly. So the familiar things, that was something that Simon, maybe that's, I don't know, is that obvious to bring, to make sure that Mildred's favourite items are out, the toys, the blankets and whatnot. Yeah. So her beanbag is ready.
Oh.
The beanbag that has developed into her bed is ready for Mildred. The garden's bigger.
Good.
I didn't realise how much bigger the garden is.
Why not?
We're very... I think that it was quite messy and dirty when we viewed it, but they've cleaned it up for us on the move.
Nice.
And Simon's out there.
Simon's
arrived. He's ready. He's outside. He's going to try and come in. Is he good? No, he's not.
Not yet.
He'll be in a minute. Yeah,
it's a bit too keen, Simon. Yeah. So the move was very stressful. I mean, Mildred luckily didn't see any of our stress and didn't have to look out for us, but she... the move was very stressful.
Yeah.
The person purchasing our home came to visit one evening.
Yes.
And one evening very close to the exchange happening. And she wanted to keep the curtains. Right, fine.
Okay.
Wanted to keep the curtains.
Yeah.
We're all fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day get a message from the estate agent saying, are those curtains the same curtains as that were there when the place was first viewed?
Oh.
And the same curtains in the photo.
Right.
So we're looking, going, God, yes. We're looking at the photo. But you look at the photos and you expect to then see a different image. Oh, I can see what's happened there. They don't look like the same colour in there. I mean, they are the exact same photo.
Why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't
What are you going to say?
No,
we tricked her. The game's up. we did swap the curtains.
Exactly, got us. And I had to be very sarcastic. I had to say, I think what's happened is when she's looked at the curtains when she's visited, they're in 3D, and the ones in the photos are in 2D.
Yeah, because it confuses a lot of us, especially if you're not used to looking at photographs.
Exactly. So that's So that was all quite stressful. The move was stressful. There was a period where we genuinely weren't sure that we had a home. Something had happened.
Oh right.
And then we were just out.
You don't want any. You don't want any of that kind of.
It was horrendous.
Uncertainty.
But we're done. And Mildred, that's what we'll update on that. As soon as Mildred is in, I think she's going to love it. I really do.
Great.
But sorry, on that front, you've reminded me. This is very important. And I will let you talk. I've had 2 coffees. Can you tell?
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Well, here's the BF, not 5. Sarah, you very kindly sent me that video on our WhatsApp group of a man kind of telling you how to deal with stopping your dog from barking when you let them out into the garden.
Yes.
Because we can't be the household that is moving in with screaming baby and dog barking. So what was his method? It was to keep the dog, so I'll be keeping Mildred on the lead.
Keep her on the lead, and you don't let her out when she wants to go out.
Yes.
Which obviously you've got to monitor if she needs the bathroom or whatever, but you just keep her there, and when she's calmed down, then you let her out.
Yes. Yeah. And so you also go out. I'm going to have to, this is a procedure I'm going to, it's come at a good time because I think moving is a good opportunity.
Yes.
Hopefully, we'll see what Simon says to, instill these new kind of rules. Yeah. You open the door, you keep her on the lead. I'm going to have to keep Mildred on the lead, and I'm actually going to have to basically take her on a walk
to teach
in the garden until she.
That it's not a barking space. You don't need to be barking out.
Absolutely. And if she barks, you then walk her back in.
Yeah.
When she barks, so. I will update you on that. We'll see how that goes.
Look forward to hearing how that goes.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Mildred's kind of body language when she does go into the house and all the stuff is there and she'll be thinking, what's happening here? What the hell?
I know.
What is the other place? What's happened there? Are we going back there anytime or?
I know, it's very. I wonder will they do they miss it?
Yeah,
Well, is that really home? How long is it going to take Mildred to feel at home?
Yeah, and I know this is about dogs, but how about Wilder? Was she okay with it?
Again, Wilder's not there yet.
Oh, she's not there yet. Okay, so
What do you reckon? 2? Do you reckon she'll that
2-year-old?
I'm not, because we've been staying at Grace's parents. She has been saying, it's very sweet. She has been saying home,
Oh.
home. And yeah, it's like, no, you're never saying that again. Sorry.
My first memory is of us moving house, and I was about 18 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember we had this massive teddy bear. It was called Big Ron, and it was put on the dining table, and that's literally my first memory.
Oh.
Yeah, so she may very well be,
she might
very
very
aware.
well. Yeah. That's and also I think at that age they kind of they can't put into words how they're feeling. So if you get a bit of like, she starts screaming and playing up, it'll be because she can't say what the heck has happened.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
What have you done now?
Yeah.
Was this Dad's idea?
Do you have any? Did you move not during Dolly, of course?
No.
But have you moved?
Yeah,
whilst having dogs.
I think we've tended to move, just roughly speaking, every 10 or 12 years, and I think what we've done is always kind of got a dog once we've moved, and it's never sort of.
Oh, you've never had to do.
Oh yeah, no, we did. What am I talking about? We did move to where we are now with Walter and Darcy. Yeah.
Do you remember? I know it's difficult to remember, but do you remember what you did?
I think the dogs were just like, oh, this is a laugh, isn't it? Let's it's all right. This is just they didn't care at all. So
okay,
they want to be there as long as you're there, and
yes, that's true.
The routine is upheld.
And think about how much dogs like to explore. It's going to be a new thing for her.
Don't they? Yeah. All the sniffing around. And
yeah.
Before very long, she'll know. It's hers.
I've actually walked, because it's not too far from where I formerly lived, so I've actually walked her there quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so she knows the area.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, they are. And I mean, but it's just a novelty to go to a house that you're not locked out of, isn't it? Well, at least he's got a key to this one.
We've got to really, really, really watch that this time, because because in the last time it was a house share, the building, so we could if the neighbours were in, we could sometimes get into the building because the neighbours would open the front door and our door would be unlocked. But this time it's, if we're locked out, that's it.
Yeah.
Jack, we're coming round. Get the kettle on.
I mean, now really would be the time to deploy the key safe that you were given 2 years ago.
Still got it. Still got the key safe. It's safe in my desk. So, all right. You watch this space.
All right, well, we will do.
I like the way Jack's just glossed over the fact he's supposed to come round and fix it up for you.
Oh, yeah. I did offer that.
Not going to do that now.
That is happening.
At some point.
It's definitely
That's going to be that'll be a documentary episode of Oh My Dog when we get the power tools out.
Jack and Seann on DIY.
Here we go. So look, this is we've got a couple of emails. First of all, we're going to start with some emails.
Should we get Simon in?
Oh, we should get Simon in.
Just quickly, how's Dolly?
Dolly's really, really well. Yeah, she's in great form. We had lunch in a pub the other day, and it was a very nice lunch. And there was a dog on the ground, and of course Dolly likes to sit on Jane's lap. And Dolly, when she does that, she feels very sort of superior. And she kind of looks down on dogs sitting on the ground, and this particular dog was felt a bit sensitive to that, and started barking. And it was as if Dolly was like saying, "Look at you, you're on the ground. See, I'm on my mum's lap." And this dog didn't like it. Shut up! I'm going to be on the ground. Yeah, that's right. Bark, make an idiot of yourself.
I love that.
She's very condescending, I'm afraid, but it was nice.
That's lovely.
She's earned the right.
Yes, she has.
Yeah.
All right, should we get Simon in then?
Yeah, let's get Simon in.
So we have Simon with us.
Simon, our resident dog expert. Thank you for joining us with our filmed edition. So you are on camera. I know that you're probably aware of that. I feel slightly guilty because I did something on the way here. I cycled here, And have you ever gone past? Have you been on the roads when there's one of those cars that's got all those cameras on it, and they're obviously doing like Google Maps or something,
Oh, yeah.
Street
Oh,
View,
yeah.
and it went past me, and I just went like that. Very childish, silly thing to do, but but at least my face will be pixelated. I know it will be. But if you ever looking how to get to King's Cross and you go on Street View and there's some bloke on a bike going like that with a V sign, you'll know.
So,
get that off my chest.
Get on Google Maps and zoom in to where are we zooming into?
It's down by King's Cross Station. That's where it was.
Zoom in.
That's brilliant,
See
Jack.
Jack giving the V.
I know. That's how childish. I'm disappointed in myself. Anyway, more importantly, we've got lots of questions that people, knowing that you're coming in, Simon, we've been flooded with questions.
Oh, man.
So should we just make a start on some of these? Because the one I first noticed, which is one that occasionally I'd love to know the answer as well, because when Nelly, the Frenchie, comes and stays with us, our daughter's Frenchie, she will do this when we open the front door. She'll run out of the house. Now, this is from one of our listeners, and she says, how to stop my dog running out of the house. Right. Any tips other than putting it on a lead when you open the door?
Well, I was listening to you guys before, and Seann, you were saying about the barking, putting the dog on a lead before it goes out. It's the same sort of concept, basically. Dogs don't really know the difference between a front door and a back door. It's just an opening. Yeah, it's an opening to the house that they're in. Teaching a good stay is a really good one. So, similar to Mildred with the beanbag, getting it to a place, location before you open the door a lot of the times. If you've got more than one person in the household, get used to opening the door while the other person holds the dog, and then making sure that they're not released until you're comfortable with them going. It's sort of one of those transferable skills, because you can sort of switch it through to cars, for example. If you've loaded your dog into the car, you open the car door and the dog shoots out. It could be on a road. It could be, somewhere not particularly safe.
Not great.
So, using a lead is such a great thing. I think it's such an underrated thing as well, because people are so quick to take leads off dogs.
Yeah.
Like, so for example, me and my wife Robin were thinking of getting a puppy later this year.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be on a lead for the first few months of its life, really, just so it gets used to knowing that it's got those limitations of that's how far it can go without me giving the okay for it to go. So around things like that. I think people disregard the lead a bit too quickly.
Well, can I tell you something that happened yesterday with Juniper? And I've learned so much from this podcast that it's now affecting my attitude as a dog owner, because previous to this, I would have been apologising. Yeah. Basically, I was walking Juniper on her lead through the park, and another dog came bounding over. It was a bigger dog. It was all round us. Juniper was trying to get behind me. And in the end, she ended up doing the thing she does, which is to growl and snap. Yeah. And I looked over at the other owner and I just glared at them.
Yeah.
In the past, I'd have gone, I'm really sorry about that. But I just thought, you know what? Your dog's out of control, not on a lead.
Yeah.
And I do think there's an issue with dogs off lead that don't have good recall or whatever.
It's not just a moral thing either. It's a legal thing as well. So one of the big laws about owning a dog is your dog must be under control at all times in a public space. So if your dog's off lead and it's running up to other dogs, you're technically breaking the law then, because your dog isn't under control. Right. If it's got good recall, if it's got, that place command or that wait command for you to release it to go out, that's fine. It's a dog under control. It doesn't specify what the control is, but a lead or
Slightly
a good
vague.
Yeah.
Also, it's not the kind of thing I don't think you want to be seen using that, Sarah, just in case in the future that happens. I don't think that's actually illegal.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what? I just felt like this podcast has given me that confidence to know that they were the ones in the wrong.
I suspect the glare will have been quite something as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure I'd want a glare from Sarah. That would tell you everything you need to know about what you're doing wrong. Well, Jane had that with a dog that came bounding up. And it did so happen that Jane was holding Dolly at the time, because as we know, that's what tends to happen. But this dog came up, and I think it was only being friendly. I'm sure it was actually, but it bound up, and, just planted its paws on Jane's shoulders.
Oh wow!
And
Jane's not short.
No, Jane. Wow. So
Wow.
So this dog was, I think it was a retriever, but it's a pretty big one. And then the owner, oh, don't worry, he's only being friendly.
Oh, God, that phrase.
Pushed you into a hedge, It doesn't help, does it? But
well, that's the thing, the person, it's luckily Jane likes dogs.
Yeah.
That person could be scared of dogs, or,
Yeah.
they could have PTSD from being attacked by a dog.
For sure.
And you've got to be mindful, as a dog owner, you've got to be mindful of everyone else around you, not just you and your dog. You've got to control that space. It's like driving a car, you're not just going to go on your phone and have a beer and things like that while you're driving. We prefer cycles now.
Flicking the V's.
Yeah,
everyone.
Jane's had to force it on him.
But you're in control of everything in that scenario. You're not just going out for a drive. You've got a 1-ton block of metal that you're in control of, and you've got to be aware of what's going on around that as well.
What puppy are you getting?
A German Shepherd,
Oh.
preferably. My parents used to breed and train them, so it's a
right.
breed that I'm so familiar with. There'd be times when I was a toddler and I'd go missing for about an hour, and my parents would find me asleep in the puppy bed, covered by about 14, 15 puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was a bit like
Why am I not
Tarzan when I was a
surprised?
child. Yeah.
Raised by German shepherds.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's lovely. I can't wait to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Lots of photos. Yeah. So, what age will you get the
From 8 weeks, yeah.
you going for a dog or a bitch? You're gonna
For a bitch,
yeah,
preferably.
yeah.
Just it's not really necessarily a training thing. I've just always worked better with female dogs. to be
Your
honest.
current dog, forgive me, I
Yes.
can't remember your current dog's name.
Leia.
Leia.
Leia. Leia's rescue.
Yes, she is.
Right.
But she's actually mostly German Shepherd, believe it or not. So
Oh, right. Okay.
she looks like a collie. She's sort of got that sort of build to her. But we did one. There's DNA tests that you can do.
Yeah.
And she's mostly German Shepherd with a little bit of Dalmatian, Husky. There's a bit of Chihuahua in there as well, apparently.
Right.
And
Chihuahua.
Sholo, I can never remember how to pronounce the full name, but the Mexican hairless.
Oh, yes. I saw one of
We
those.
saw
at
it crafts,
Crufts,
didn't
yeah.
we? Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful dogs.
So that's quite a variety over the years.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it? But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, is there a technique to introducing Leia to the puppy, or is it just going to let them get on with it?
Thankfully, Leia's had experience with puppies before,
okay.
and she absolutely adores puppies.
Good,
She's not
okay.
too keen on bigger, older dogs, but puppies,
No.
she goes into a really maternal play mode.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
going to be great.
Yeah, I think she's going to have... I mean, we've got 2 cats as well, so she's used to having
Yes.
something smaller. Very
That's
regularly.
really helpful when it's a big animal household, but she's not going to be completely thrown by that. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, we have some emails here, some slightly longer questions. We have one from Karen and Forrest, who says, I have a question for Simon. Can you ask him, why does my 33-kilogram golden retriever called Forrest want to sit on my lap the minute I finish eating my dinner in the evening? Literally the minute he hears the knife and fork hit the plate, he is standing by my chair waiting to get up. He does this every evening and has done since he was a pup. I would love to know Simon's thoughts on this.
Ooh, it's interesting. It's after dinner.
Yeah.
Normally with something like a golden retriever and
yeah,
Labrador,
yeah,
you'd expect
yeah.
it to be happening while you're eating or preparing the food.
Well, Mildred gets on the table. We've had to, sometimes we'll just turn round and Mildred is all fours on the table licking the plate.
Yeah.
Definitely need to use the lead for that one.
Yes,
So
okay,
just
yeah.
guide her off the table. But I mean, if they've done it since being a puppy, it's probably just something that they've learned is, this is the routine now. Because as we all know, dogs love routines. Like, they know when we're about to go out and do things. They know when we're, getting up in the morning. Like Leia, for example, she knows about 5 minutes before my alarm goes off in the morning when I'm about to get up, and so she starts getting up and getting ready to go out to be let out in the back garden and stuff like that. If it doesn't cause an issue, I don't see it being a problem. If you're happy for your dog to give you cuddles after you had your tea, fine.
Yeah.
If obviously you're feeling a bit full and a bit nauseous and you've got a 33-kilo dog on you, you might want to sort of guide them off and again teach them a place command, send them to the bed, things like that. You want to make sure that you're not letting the dog feel like it's a negative thing, because obviously the dog just wants to come and give you affection. If you're shoving it off straight away and going, no, stop this, it might get a little bit hurt and a little bit,
Yes.
the sentiment.
Yeah. I like that Forrest has written in with the problem as well. Karen and Forrest wrote him with this. It's as if Forrest, why don't you write in? I don't know why I do it either. See if we can find out what's going on. Well, good luck with that, Karen. It's not the worst problem that we've heard of at Oh My Dog, but
No.
it's one of those things that is it is puzzling, and the psychology of dogs is extraordinary,
I
isn't it?
know.
That they can I think that's...
It's like the timekeeping skills are absolutely insane as well, because people used to think that dogs can't tell time, and they've actually been proven to know the time within like a 15-minute margin of error. So they know exactly when you get home, they know when you're waking up in the morning, they know all your routines and things like that, literally down to the 15 minutes.
I have to say that doesn't surprise me. I don't know why people at any point in history wouldn't have expected
I think it's more for when, like, you're the separation anxiety, like when you leave to go to work for the day, and people think the dogs will just sit there and wait for you to get back because they don't know the time frame. Yeah, most separation anxieties within the first sort of 20 minutes anyway of you leaving is going to be the worst. Once they've got over that 20 minutes, they kind of go, okay, the person's gone now. I need to deal with this. And that's either sit and wait for you to come back, or occupy yourself, chewing.
Not according to Juniper's camera. This goes on a bit. Is it to do with the smell, the scent of you depleting?
Your scent can hang around for a long time. People really, I mean, we know dogs.
Go on, Jack, say it.
Well, we are contractually obliged as comedians to come in with you.
Absolutely.
Speak for yourself.
I'm just lucky I've not been tagged there, right? Relief.
But look, we know dogs' sense of smell is amazing, but we don't really appreciate how good it is. Like, it's insanely good. So to us, aftershave perfume probably fades after a few hours to us. To a dog, they can still smell you weeks later. Yeah. And it's things like, the old like convict movies where they'd run away from like the bloodhounds in America, like the chain gang guys, and they'd like cross rivers and things like that. That actually amplifies your scent. Wow. So one of the worst things to do if you're ever running away from a dog is to cross water, because it amplifies your smell.
Because you're splashing it all over the place.
And water molecules.
But isn't it the case that if you get into the water, then to travel in the water, like if you run down along a stream...
Oh, they'll be able to follow it.
On the stream?
What?
Yeah. Oh, so that doesn't work, does it?
Have you ever noticed, if you take your dog out for a walk, if you take your dog for a walk after it's been raining, they'll be really, really sniffy, even if it's dry. Yeah. And it's because there's so many fresh scents that have been kicked up by the water.
It? Yeah.
No, I had no idea. That's fantastic. Although I have to say, when I was much younger and slightly naughtier than maybe I am now, I once got into some trouble with some... This is at secondary school, with some friends. And we might have pinched some ice cream. I was 15, by the way. So very important.
Sean, you're among friends.
Yeah, I might have pinched some ice cream from a school that was closed. With 5 other friends, and as we were walking away with said ice cream, we all had a block. You remember those big blocks of ice cream you get at secondary school? So we all had one to ourselves. Very exciting. Wow. And then the friend we were walking in lines of 2 in 3 rows. There were 6 of us, right? And I was on the back, and the person I was next to said, "Pigs, drop your ice cream." Right. So we all drop our ice cream, and he said, "Keep walking." And I thought, I'm not keeping walking. We've just stolen ice cream from a school. What are you talking about, you lunatic? Right? So they kept walking, and of course the police car wanted to get us, got in front. Yeah. So I hid behind a bin whilst the policeman arrested my friends. And God, I was 15. I was 15. I'm 40. This is a while ago. Okay.
You're 39.
So then I'm 39. Sorry. Yes. So I, whilst they're being arrested, I, in line with the bin, I make sure I'm in line with the bin, and I walk backwards, so that you still can't see me as I walk in line with the bin, and back across the road, and then into a bush and over into a front garden. Yeah. I'm behind this bush. More police arrive, vans, cars. Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah.
For ice cream.
15-year-olds for ice cream. Yeah. And then 2 policemen walk past the other side of this bush with a police dog. And one policeman says to the other, "Do you think there's another one?" And the policeman says, "If there is, she'll find him." And I could see the dog at the other side of the bush just walk past me.
Oh, God. What? So she didn't pick up?
I reckon she did. And I reckon she just went, "It's all right, mate.
It's okay, mate." Yeah.
It's just ice cream.
Yeah. Or Or she said, I'll make sure lightning gets you at Crufts. You haven't been let off. This is not... You'll get your comeuppance and it'll be in public. And you will never steal ice cream again.
Oh, God.
I think that is what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So at Crufts, what actually happened was that dog went, there he is! Get him! Never again!
The ice
Lightning's
cream
grandma or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Passed on the
we've got
legacy.
Ice Cream
So good.
6. It was like an Enid Blyton novel. Like, yeah, I got away with that.
Were you the only one to get away with it?
Yes.
Yeah. How did your friends cope with that? Were they okay about it? That you?
Oh, they were great, actually.
Yeah.
They weren't snitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah. There you
they
go.
must have been
Well,
pleased
yeah.
with the Crufts thing, though. It's good revenge.
They
for
will
us,
have
Yeah.
liked
isn't it?
watching that. Yeah.
Yes. I actually, Roisin Connaughton, friend of the podcast,
Yes.
who was a guest of ours recently, she actually got in touch with me recently. She'd only just seen that video of me being taken down by the dog and just sent about 400 laughter emojis saying, I've only just seen this.
Well, it's still out there. If listeners haven't had the chance to watch it, it is still out there, which is it's a fun thing to do. Have we got time for another
We'll
question?
do one more. Yeah.
One more.
Should we do the one from Valentina?
Let's do it,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Valentina. Hello, Jack, Seann, Sara, and all the doggies. I'm Valentina from Chile. And I'd like Simon to please help me if he can. I rescued my dog Raven when she was 3 from a hoarding situation, along with over 20 other dogs and animals in bad conditions. She was very anxious, shy, and scared, which we've helped her with. She's now about 8, but I've finally gotten a new job. And I need to leave her alone in the flat. The problem is that she doesn't pee inside, only outside. I know most people want the opposite, but she mustn't hold it because she has had problems with her kidneys. I've tried positive reinforcement, natural and fake grass in the balcony, but she only uses them as beds. I love her. She is my little baby, and it's been great to see her overcome her issues and become a wonderful dog. She says, I love the podcast, and knowing about other people's dogs and our behaviour around makes me feel less awkward when I talk, sing, and come up with different voices for the dogs I know. That's really nice from Valentine. She says, P.S. Sorry if the email sounds strange. English isn't my first language. Valentina, it's amazing. And if English isn't your first language, you're not alone because Seann is with us as well. What do we do, Simon? I mean, first of all, I'm a bit worried that dogs can be left for too long a time.
Yeah.
An interesting one, this.
As a general rule, like the longest I'd personally leave it is about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Purely because biological cycles,
Yes.
needing to pee, things like that. That's
This is unusual for you, I imagine, this question.
Wanting a dog to pee inside. Is,
Yes.
I mean, the problem is with dogs when it comes to toilet habits, a lot of the time it's down to what they feel on their paws, they get used to doing. So, for example, if a dog only pees on grass, it's because it grew up liking the feel of grass under its paws.
Yeah.
It goes, okay, yeah, I'm in the toilet now. It'll go for a pee. So sometimes like artificial grass and stuff like that doesn't actually work. It may be a case of doing something like, getting like a puppy pad. And then when Valentina takes the dog out, takes it for a walk, waits for the dog to have a pee, and then it's going to sound a bit disgusting, but soak up a bit of the pee in the puppy pad.
Okay.
And then take it home, and then lay the puppy pad out where she'd want the dog to have a pee.
Right.
Because then, going back to the scent thing, that Valentina's dog might smell where the pee is and go, oh, it's safe for me to go and pee here.
Yeah.
And then she'll go and pee. I mean, if she's come from like a hoarding background, like it says, and, she might have been punished for going to the toilet inside as well, like in the previous life. So the dog might be thinking, oh, well, I can't pee inside because I get shouted at or told off last time I did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it might be about re-educating the dog to do it that way. The best way to treat it is to just not leave the dog for as long, or if you can get a friend or family member to go in and take the dog out quickly or something like that, just for a quick pee break and then let it back in. But yeah, it's a bit of a confusing one, really. It's literally the opposite of what I have to advise people to do.
Kind of,
basically.
yeah. I mean, hopefully, if Valentina can nip back at lunchtimes or something like that, and maybe just limit the time that the dog is on its own.
I can have a word with Michelle.
Yeah.
See if Michelle will pop round and
pop over to Chile and help
open the
out.
door. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great to hear from someone so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is a hoarding situation? I've not heard that before.
So just
Do you know what it means?
a lot of dogs
Okay.
in there, yeah.
probably
Whether it's
in a-
objects, animals.
in a rescue home or something like that. Yeah.
Just quickly, whilst we've still got you, off the back of this, I don't know if we talked about this, but what are dogs thinking, and where do they get this behaviour from when they've been to the toilet? Number 2. Sometimes, occasionally, if we don't get to the park in time, Mildred might have to go on the pavement before, but then she'll do this thing where she brushes the pavement away.
Yeah.
And what does Mildred think is going on? I mean, I think I know, but why have they developed this when there is no grass or mud?
Yeah, so one of the positive signs of that is that she's a very content, happy dog.
Yeah,
Only-
she does that a lot.
Only-
That's fantastic.
Only content, happy, confident dogs tend to do that.
Because that's the equivalent of me if I kind of, for some reason, took a dump on the pavement, but then air flushed.
Pretty much.
If I just did that afterwards for no reason, it feels like that.
I mean, at least you're happy.
Yeah. That's his happy sign. Don't worry. Yeah.
Sean's in a good mood.
You got bag, Grace. Go on.
But yeah, so when dogs pee, poo, all that sort of things, they're actually leaving information about themselves as well.
Yes, this is what Grace tells me. It's like an email.
Yeah,
is
a P-mail,
how she put it.
people call it.
A P-mail.
P-mail.
Very
Well,
good.
yes. Nice.
And basically, so you know when a dog sniffs a patch of pee or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can tell everything about the dog that has left that urine. So it can know the age, it knows the gender, knows
Wow.
its diet, health conditions.
Amazing.
Its order in the pack at home, things like that. It knows everything by just smelling what it can smell from that sort of pee. And the act of scuffing up
It's
the
like an
ground.
autobiography,
Yeah, pretty much.
basically.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
You
leave
just
a little
have a-
calling card. Yeah. But it tells them everything about it. And that sort of scuffing the ground is just basically them spreading the smell as much as they can.
Okay.
So they're happy, they're confident, they want the world to know who they are, and they're kicking it up into the air again. So
Excellent.
you were saying about how with the rain,
See,
it
that's-
sense. It's the same thing.
That's self-esteem. Is that what it is? They
Yeah.
don't have to get on stage.
Yeah.
We have to get on stage.
do
All
that.
they have to do is just take a big
Yeah.
dung on the pavement.
I always assumed it was they were burying the.
No,
That's what I thought.
I always thought that's what it was. It was getting rid of.
That's-
They're spreading it around.
That's got nothing to do with it.
No,
No.
the opposite.
Well, it's Sarah knows.
Okay.
Dogs like eating poo. They don't bury. Cats,
can't
cats will
believe
bury.
that.
So cats
Yeah.
will bury stuff into gravel and whatever, but dogs they don't care where they pee and poo because they want the world to smell where they've been and what.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my dog, blowing people's minds for 100 episodes.
Yay.
And then the other thing is, Dolly will do this. It was quite funny because you'll see, a great bull mastiff or something peeing, and then Dolly will go up and sniff it,
Yeah.
and then pee on top of it.
Yeah.
As if so she, I'm claiming this.
Yeah.
My area. So.
Well,
Is that what's going on?
She's responding to the P-mail basically.
So it's basically going, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
is
yeah.
it? Is that
yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
If they're in a shared territory, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
It's them going, oh yeah, I know who you are, but I'm here now as well.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas.
No.
Look at me like that. Well, fantastic. Simon, I think unfortunately, that's all we have time for because we're in a studio.
We've got.
We do have a limit.
I know. There's so many good questions and so many good answers from you. So thank you for that, Simon. That's great.
And
yeah.
if people do want to get in touch directly with you, if they want to ask you these questions, where can they find you?
So on Instagram, I'm dognative, not cognitive, dognative,
Yeah.
not behaviour, and my website is dbtherapy.co.uk.
Good stuff. So you can get in touch directly with Simon, and if you have any queries, I guess is that the right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
pretty much, yeah.
Don't stop listening to this. Don't cut out the middleman.
No.
Thank you for listening to us for 100 episodes. We hope you're enjoying taking a deep dive into our love of dogs every week.
And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at OMD Pod. You'll be able to watch this episode in full. And please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com. And find us on Instagram at OMDPod. You'll find loads of extra content and videos there. You can send us your voice notes as well.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast to. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.